morning to some and afternoon to others. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you live today. I am currently isolating in a rural part of Eastern Canada, so I'm coming at you from video, but I'm so thankful to have this opportunity today to chat with you briefly about my PhD research that looks to amplify the potential of marine spatial planning from theory to practice. In theory, we know that marine spatial planning is guided by these 5 key principles. It's an ecosystem-based process, it's integrated, it's area-based, it's strategic and anticipatory, and it's a participatory process. We also know that in theory, marine spatial planning is not a substitute for single sector planning. It's not only conservation planning, and it's not a one-time plan. But in reality, these theoretical principles of MSP get blurred, and it ends up looking a bit more chaotic, maybe like this. So we're faced with some key challenges of moving beyond a single sector approach using tools from different sectors. We're struggling to meaningfully integrate conservation, and we're creating plans that just aren't built to be truly adaptive at the management level. So the purpose of my PhD research is to assess these key challenges and hopefully to provide some guidance on best practices. And my work unfolds in 4 parts. The first is about choosing the best tool for the job. Then I look for entry points for conservation, incorporating change in practice, and I build these all together in a typology of marine spatial plans. The first piece to this puzzle is about linking common area-based management tools like fisheries closures and MPAs to SDG 14 targets based on the outcomes that these tools deliver. In doing this, we can have more strategic MSP that chooses the best tool for the job. Here's a very quick glance at the results from this work where I linked 7 tools to the 7 targets based on 17 outcomes. If you'd like to learn more about this and you're registered for IMCC, please join me on the 24th. I would love to tell you all about my results from that work. The second piece of my PhD puzzle is looking for entry points for conservation to help us move away from single sector plans that maybe look at just existing conservation rather than just doing conservation planning via MSP, but actually integrating those concepts. I use a case study method in this work. I dig into 5 different MSP case studies and look for potential entry points. So for example, a plan that prioritizes ecosystem services has different entry points for conservation than plans that perhaps prioritize something like resilience. So stay tuned here, results coming soon. I've just started to dig into the analysis for this work. The third piece to this puzzle is about incorporating change. So we have all these different strategies for adaptive management or adaptation, but it's less clear how these strategies actually fit into MSP frameworks to some extent, but more importantly, how they actually fit into MSP practice. So if we take a common framework like this, there are clear spaces where adaptation fits right now, but my research is looking for more places to create some redundancy in how we incorporate change in practice. And all of this builds together into a typology of marine spatial plans based on these key principles. So we look at how spatial plans can incorporate those principles, for example, integration. And what does that look like when it's weakly done? So for example, a single sector plan. And then how does it look when it's done well for a multi-sector, multi-objective plan? And we can do the same thing for different principles like participation and adaptation. And this can help us to reinvigorate some of that theory and help us get to practice that really reflects the theory we've created and maybe we use as a pathway for evaluation. Normally this slide is a bit of a joke, but today it's very real. I would love to connect with you, brainstorm, chat, answer questions anytime. Feel free to reach me at my email address provided here or connect with me on Twitter. I'm wishing you all well, and thank you so much for your attention, and enjoy the rest of the speed talks today.